In the land of endless nights, we're bound to fight again. The clock resets our lights, a tale that never ends. Through the storms and fire's glare, we rise to face the fate. With courage in the air, forgetting yesterday. You've got time, all the time, to break the chains of fate. You've got time, all the time, to set the record straight. In every dawn we see a chance to try once more. With hearts unbound and free, we open every door. In the quest that never cease, we know what we must do. We're spirit seeking peace, the reckless will be true. You've got time, all the time, to right the wrongs we've made. You've got time, all the time, to let the past just fade. You've got time, all the time, to break the chains of fate. You've got time, all the time, to set the record straight.
This party might die tonight. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's a Long Story, a place where we roll dice, we tell stories, and we create magic. We are here with our awesome, amazing crew of the uncharted waters of the Isles, some of which is charted, but who knows? Who knows? The Wreckless. Everybody take a look at your camera, wave, and say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
I almost made you guys say ahoy. I almost
said ahoy, and then now I didn't. I got shy.
Oh.
So
You guys want to try it again?
Yeah, let's do it.
Everybody take a look at your camera, wave, and say ahoy.
Ahoy, ahoy.
hey.
Well, hello, everybody. Super excited to get things rolling tonight. For those that don't know what the heck this is, hi, we're a D&D live stream that runs every, I'm going to say this for Evan, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, having 5 parties existing, living, and breathing in the same homebrew world, the wonderful, beautiful world of Astera.
Only there was a way to say that, just like with one word or something. If only we had a word for that.
Nope. Nope. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I like words. Words are fun. The more I say, the more you hear. In the same world, wonderful, beautiful world of Astera. So if this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope you have a blast. Super short on announcements tonight, except that Brasslight is underway, our Thursday campaign. We have a kind of a weird schedule this week, as we have obviously our session tonight, and then we have New Moon tomorrow, and then we were taking a break up until the following Tuesday. So that would be the 15th, because we will be in Massachusetts for a little bit. So
All of us.
But in the meantime, go and check out our first session of the Brasslight. A lot of crazy shit went down. We had our introduction of our new characters, one of which is from a player that is to my right or left, depending on where you're facing on the screen. And a lot of others. We had a couple people that were joining us from one person from New Moon, one person from Unearthed Arcanum, and then 3 new people from our Humblewood drop in, drop out campaigns this past summer. And it's awesome. It's a blast. For those who don't know, it is our introduction into pushing into a steampunk style campaign with some political intrigue, some trains, some guns, some craziness. It's going to be awesome.
And
It
trains.
already is awesome.
You said
And trains.
It's fine.
And trains. But also
Lots of trains.
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 Well, 2 trains. Really one. Well, I guess really 2 trains. Mostly 1 train.
A train.
Trains.
That
Well,
might
maybe
be
it'll
one
be
train,
one by
or
the
might
end
be
of
2
next session.
trains.
It's a train
train
that
torn
goes
in
one way,
twain.
and then a train that goes the other way. But there's there's 2 tracks. Do you get? Let me explain trains real quick.
Yeah, this is how trains work.
This is how trains work.
Hey, by next
welcome.
session there may be just one if we don't stop it
That's
from fully
true.
blowing up.
Oh, great.
That's true. There might just
Really
be
starting
one.
out strong.
solve that
Starting
problem.
out strong. That's right.
Nice.
We took the shiny new toy you gave us and broke it the first
That's right.
episode.
That's right. You took it outside, you broke it. In pure daylight, you broke it. Beautiful. So go check that out. So we have it officially just set up the playlist now on YouTube. It's also on Twitch, which is where you can kind of watch all this. Hopefully you know that because you're watching this right now. Also, if you're wanting to support the channel, the best way to do so is to look at where you're watching this, right? In the box that I can't stand.
Did he just
My
freeze?
hands up. That'd be crazy if I could send my hand. But past that box of YouTube, there is a subscribe button. If you want to hit that, that would be awesome. We would love that. That's our favorite button for you to press. Helps us out a lot. As we are really trying to kind of branch out to getting into some new things, hopefully in the next few months. So I appreciate the support on that. Also, you can check out our Instagram and TikTok down below, right down there, at It's a Long Story _TTRPG. We have some super cool behind the scenes stuff. some terrain pieces, things, all that good stuff. And if you want to support, if you want to click follow, like, or subscribe on that, that would be awesome. We would appreciate that a lot. We're at like 274 right now, which is not bad. I did say like 300 we would do something really cool, so I will say that again. If we get to 300, we'll do something really cool. More cool than me doing a backflip live on YouTube.
High bar.
I'd settle for the backflip. It's alright if you just want to do the backflip.
No,
That's
it's
fine.
no. Hey, Evan. It's
wanna...
got to be more cool than that. Okay.
All right, just it's if you just want to do it.
Backflip on roller skates.
Hey,
That's
guys,
more cool.
We're moving
Yeah, so
away
that's-
from
that's more cool.
from the making the DM do the backflip because it's got to be because
roller skates.
that's cool, right? But
Through a flaming hoop.
don't you want something much cooler than that? That is fully unrelated to the physical.
Through a ring of fire.
Why?
Ring of fire.
Physical's cool. How about digital stuff?
That's where I live.
That's kind of where I'm talking about more.
Yeah, he's gonna have me doing the Orange Justice.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Cool. So that's it on announcements. Super simple. We are taking a little bit of break from the drop in drop out campaigns as we are doing a lot of prep work for Brasslight as well as a lot of the other adventures. There's a lot of terrain stuff we got to get ready to go on. So yeah, a lot of building
You're
up
not
on
ready for the train. I've seen pictures of it. You're not ready for the train.
You're not ready for the train. I'm not ready for the train because the train is in pieces on my desk over there.
So the train isn't ready for the train.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Super cool. Super excited about that. I
Can I
believe.
say one thing?
Sure.
All right, everybody going through this hurricane coming up. Florida, Georgia, be safe. I'm prepared. Florida over here. Just be safe. Don't do stupid things. Don't play outside.
That's right. If you're watching this right now and you're not prepared, that's crazy. Go get prepared real quick. But also, shout out and all the love in the world
sure.
to all that stuff that's going on right now.
Yeah. That's what my
yeah.
parents are.
Let's do some D&D. Before we do so, we need to do a recap. I know you guys are kind of fighting over it. Who won that fight?
Yeah, it was a big arm wrestling match, but I believe that I took down the crit. So
Ooh,
Yeah.
beautiful. Awesome.
yeah.
Dan, well, please take it away.
Yes, sir. Okay, so we picked up at the beginning of last session in a different place on the beachhead where we found a different looking Zed. Zed in body, not quite in mind, torn. He had a torn ear, scars across his eyes, a little bit more emo in the aspect of this Zed has seen some shit. And Zed was looking down a hole that had been dug in the sand with plenty of spikes in it that seemed to have some sort of pieces and or full bodies of zombies stuck in there. And Zed, saying this won't do, threw down a bottle of liquor and ignited this hole, kind of killing whatever else may be in there. We follow Zed back into a cave that is a little bit disorganized in that there are cans, there's stuff. Someone seems to have been living here, in a manner of not worrying about the cleanliness of it, I suppose. There's, a stack of stacked crates in a corner, and Zed kind of goes in there and thinking to himself as the night encroaches that his traps will probably hold, so he will wait for a little bit, noticing that one of the crates was a little bit off, and Ogra's staff, of all things, falls down, to which Zed picks up and kind of yells at the staff, real moment of anger. And as he is kind of waiting, he lights a few candles, and then a figure shows up kind of out of the blue, so to speak, with bright blue eyes, otherwise shrouded. The figure we would come to learn his name is Eshin. And Zed asks what has taken her so long. She responds that she had been busy. He points to a bag that he starts giving to her that appears to be full of Merlin Loke scrolls, to which she comments that why so few. And they get into a bit of an argument about how Zed is feeling a little bit left out in whatever organization or plan that they are doing here, that he has been sent to these dead zones to collect these items and wants to be more part of the main plan, to be more help to doing something to who, essentially. which Zed does not really get many answers regarding you-know-who. Eshin comments that Zed, it's from the higher-ups think that Zed should take a little bit of a break. It looks like it's only been 6 months, but it looks like he's been here for about 10 years, that he's looking pretty rough. And Zed responds with a bit of bloodlust and outrage at that no, he has a job, he's something that he wants to do, and that he needs to do it whether they're going to help him or not. She then tells him, well, there is a difference between who they are, and what they are is us. And Zed disagrees. They're soulless. They're nothing. This being the people he is killing, the people he is finding. She notates to him that she is from the Order of the Azure, an order that we had heard of long ago in our story, as a group of nerds who like to study things, and probably won't be a problem in the Merlin. Who knows? But we have no idea what's going on with these people. But that she'll be back in 2 months, and to stem the tide. Before Zed can continue to drink himself into oblivion, she takes his bottle and then vanishes. And we pull off to the main timeline, to Cawr and Nala. First discussing how one properly perches on a roof, and then how one properly perches with another bird on a roof. But then also discussing getting Zed, and how do we know we're going to get the right Zed. Nala asks questions about the improbability that all of us, being the Wreckless, are in the same timeline, that have been born at the same time, that all of these stars, so to speak, the 13 moons, if you will, have aligned. But Cawr says there is, in an infinite, world of infinite timelines, there's an infinite chance for people to come aligned. And so why not? Why isn't it possible for this outcome to happen? We go then to Hilly's house, Hilly Duval, I believe, as she had met Riarris, Cawr, Nala, and Kaelinor. And Kaelinor was spent a little bit of time out on the dock, peering out onto the ocean, thinking about how they had not been contacted by Allura yet, and that was quite strange, and just kind of reminiscing about how things have changed in such a short period of time, and kind of what comes next. What is the purpose? What is the path forward for Kaelinor? And please fill in, Kaelinor. I dropped out at this point because someone had messed up my mic, and I don't know who it was, but I was trying to figure that out during this period.
I'm not even going to pretend to make a joke about that. That was me. Me.
Mike
The Gremlins. The moon was strange, and that's it. But yes, reminiscing of what maybe was next. Stern.
Cool. Strange moon. And we then go to Ogra, and again, Ogra, fill anything. This is all the same point where I believe you were still drinking and or very heavily drunk with Lagoon, our new chameleon friend that we had met the session before. And after kind of finishing up with Lagoon, you ran into Clementine, or Clem, in which Ogra, I think, flirted or was very friendly towards Clementine, which wasn't necessarily reciprocated, but Clementine was very kind, perhaps, in getting Ogra to, okay, where do you got to go home? Where are you ending here tonight? Let's figure that out. And Ogra then miraculously found the right ship in the dockyard, calling out for Yoon, which was great, and started to go up there, in which we then catch to Yoon, who was playing cards with Sylvia. And after some light chatter about just that situation, Sylvia left, and Yoon went to go essentially collect Ogra, find some water for her, and help her puke over the side of the boat, and otherwise make sure nothing bad really happened with Ogra coming back, which Ogra may or may not have been very happy about in either regard. It would changed every other sentence, which was great. We then went back to Riarris and Kaelinor. Sorry, I'm taking a long time. I'll go quick notes here. Riarris and Kaelinor back in Hilly's. Hilly brought us to the house, which we found to be an old storefront, but seemed not been quite used for a while. Riarris tried to offer a nice stale couch to Kaelinor, but did not. Instead, he sat down in a nice puff of dust. This has clearly not been a well-used space for a while, but Hilly was gracious enough to give us some tea, which Kaelinor helped her with some very specific requirements, and the tea was delicious. Hilly was a little suspicious still of Kaelinor still wearing her Merlin look armor, because, why not? But that kind of went over fine. As they came down, Hilly's husband, June, came down, was kind of some lighthearted banter. He was kind of confused as to what was going on here, claimed the couch, talked with Riarris a bit about his son, Io, awkward conversation about getting a picture of Io and walking around with that, and realizing that was a bad idea. And eventually, Hilly just kind of said, shoot him away, and said, just go to bed. I'm taking care of stuff. This is business, And he said, whatever. He left. And so then Riarris and Kaelinor kind of sat down and spoke with Hilly to try to figure some stuff out. Riarris was a bit muddled trying to get to the point, but ultimately came down to asking how she remembered them. Hilly had said she's not always quite sure why, but that some certain things happened for a reason. That's why she was out at midnight. She didn't quite know the reason why, but that she knew that she had to be there, which was kind of a thread throughout most of the conversation. Riarris mentioned the Merlunis, the Solterra, Talia, the connection, all of these different things that he's kind of learning that she seemed to know something about. And again, that she didn't quite know what, but that she knew that at one point they were all the same. That somewhere along the line there was a divorce, there was a civil war, as Kaelinor put it, that everything kind of broke. And Hilly agreed, saying that the past seems to be very similar to the future, blurry, that there are different iterations of what happens depending on how you look on it. She wanted to give clear answers, but she didn't know, which seemed to be the truth, that she's a healer and a teacher. Riarris then pivots to the white calcite, talking about Zed and how we want to try to get Zed back. And Hilly prompts him for a shape, which he gives after describing it as an arrowhead, which Hilly then says, that's amazing, I have one. And she goes and gets it from a grandfather clock or whatever, large clock. And she talks about this meeting with this person called Sylvie, an unknown amount of time ago, which seems to kind of befuddle Hilly, that she doesn't quite remember this, which seems to be abnormal for her. She seems to have quite a sharp memory, but she talks about how she had rescued this person, Sylvie, from a boat shipwreck, and this person, Sylvie, kept trying to want to pay her back. She did not take it. Eventually, she gave her this arrowhead of kind of a calcite type stone that Riarris knows to be the stone that can help them travel between timelines. And so they received this from Hilly before she decided to go up to bed. After a not at all awkward conversation, very normal conversation about who would sleep on what bed, and Kaelinor gently reminded Riarris that they don't sleep, they just meditate. They decided to stay up a little bit longer, and Kaelinor wanted to do a little meditation on her path. Wanted to kind of figure out what the step is next before re-tearing their scroll, essentially. And Riarris said he'd stay with him. And Kaelinor was worried, I don't know what to hold on to. And Riarris gave her his hand, you can hold on to me. We got this. I'll go with you. You do what you need to do, and I'll stay with you. And at that point, we all kind of faded into place we had been before, the Rook and Crown Inn, formerly Rook and Crown Inn, before it had burned to the ground, of a time past for us. And we were reliving a wonderful evening for the Wreckless, where Yoon and Riarris were making, fried cheese fried, and many other delicious, roadkill type stuff in the kitchen, where the rest of the party was meeting other people. We were knocking out Drekka a couple times, just for shits and giggles. But things were slightly off, but not really, not too much so. But we were just kind of in that memory. But it changed, and in through the door walked Alora, who is Ogra's half-sister and one of the head Merlinloke people. Certainly someone we've tussled with, and they came in with a whole host of Merlinloke. And long story short, they came wanting Ogra, and it seemed like it could be peaceful. Kaelinor seemed to be playing the good soldier at this point and wanting to de-escalate situations. But unfortunately, Zed escalated the situation. Kaelinor cast command on Ogra to grovel. Yoon tried to save Ogra and was aged into oblivion. Cawr tried to do the same and was also killed. Zed fled, and then Riarris was also killed. And Zed fled, and when he came back, he realized kind of what had happened as Ogra was being taken in chains or the such into the Merlinloke boat, with Kaelinor behind, as well with the Merlinloke. The rest of the party seemed to be deceased, including Sylvia, I think. And we kind of pulled back, pulling out that this was the same timeline that Zed had existed on when we first picked up the session. This was how it started. And Zed, as the bodies rush around, kind of in a movie scene where he is just focused, million-yard stare front, people going around in the tragedy and the carnage around, staring at that same stack of crates, perfectly piled up, nice and neat of supplies, as it filters back into Zed's alternate timeline in his cave, looking at those crates, one slightly askew. And that is where we ended our session.
Beautiful. Very nice. Thank you, Dan. Anything else we need to add, friends?
I don't think so.
All right, sweet.
Killing it.
Beautiful. Well, checking one more thing. As it moves stuff over. All right. You guys ready to play some D&D?
Hey.
Let's
I lost
go.
my mind over it.
My mind just went to like a year from now where I asked that question and it's become a thing where everybody just says hey to it.
Oh yeah.
Can we make
Yeah.
that
Okay.
a thing?
I'll make that. I'll make that future.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
Cool.
Awesome. You guys ready to play some D&D?
Hey-oh!
Hey.
That's a good answer. Let's do it. So, what better place to pull into our evening, but moving back in with our dark friend, Zed. So we pick up right where we left off. Eshin, the prophet of the Order of the Azure, has appeared, collected the bounties, paid you for your time, and has told you maybe it is best to take it easy. Take a vacation. Sort yourself out. As we look around the room, this cave, Zed, what do you think you've go ahead and describe to me what you've been doing for food here? Do we have a basically like a type of cage situation? Is there have you been hunting every night?
So there's probably a couple of those crates just full of like canned food, just like canned vegetables that he's been eating from. There might be maybe a rare pile of like just bones off to the side from a hunt for like fish. Nothing crazy, just buried in some sand. You could see like a little fish skull exposed.
Beautiful. Taking this time to look through the preserves and tearing through what you can. I'd like you to give me a perception check.
22.
22. The 22. There's a moment where we're sitting in the silence of, well, maybe not silence. Again, this cave echoes every sound you make, so the sound of even a metal utensils clanging against an aluminum can is loud enough. But as Zed, as you are mulling over the conversation, what's going through your mind? Ask.
They tell me to go on vacation after they've just kept sending me to dead zones. Just cleaners there. Zed's feeling like he's just been used and then tossed to the side. Like they don't need him anymore. He never got any information that he was looking for. All of his friends are gone. He's just feeling lonely, angry, frustrated.
Zed, as you think about this, your eyes wander along the cave wall and rests upon a piece of cloth that you're not really sure why you hung it up, but there was some significance to it. You remember where you found it. Or where he found it. The tapestry of Cawr's hut. He had no use for it anymore. You don't even remember necessarily collecting it, but in your belongings, as you had brought everything back to the island, this seemed to deserve a place of display. As you look at it now, you think about the concepts of thrown aside, washed up. You think about your friends. You know, no one really asked questions after that night. There weren't loved ones or people that came to you asking about how any of them passed. Looking at the tapestry of Cawr, you recognize that in some way Cawr had some responsibility. He was a part of some establishment of, I don't know. Expendable. That word seems to echo in your brain as you think about the idea that no one really seemed to come for their remains. So who the hell would come for yours? Like, you give me a wisdom saving throw.
Eight.
As Eshin disappeared, leaving you no place to escape from. She talks about vacation. Or taking a break. Where? You're on a deserted island. You have a raft that could maybe get you to the mainland if it wasn't torrential downpour and if it wasn't incredibly dangerous to go out at sea. Your brain starts to spiral down into thinking, what if she doesn't come back? Why would she? You saw the looks, the glances around at what you call a home, and this is how things are going to end. There's no reason to stay here.
I would say. Thinking that, he probably starts throwing things around, trashing the place, breaking things. Then he'd pull out his blowgun.
You don't have it.
Oh, I don't have it at this point. Yeah. He just starts pulling things out, picks up Ogre's staff, just starts wailing on things all around.
Roll me Roll me an athletics check.
22.
So you grab Ogre's staff and start tearing things down. We see from the camera view the tapestry get pulled from the cave wall. And one final swipe down on the table, Ogre's staff snaps in half. This is how you're gonna go out. Might as well die fighting. Where do you go?
If I'm that pissed off, I'm gonna go outside and try to find anybody trying to crawl into my island.
Got it. We see Zed, shoulders kind of heaving, throwing the staff to the ground. Head outside, into the rain, to the cold air, into danger. We'll pause you there. Caleb. Your eyes closed, trying to stay the rest of your senses, trying to dull them down, and recognizing what power this scroll may still have. Not just over you, but maybe for you. You try different tactics. Meditating for a second. Pushing forward with your mind. You've heard telltales of people that were able to push their body to extend out past their mind through sheer mental force. You squeeze that muscle that you're not really sure even exists. Nothing. Your eyes open back up to see Riarris staring at you, holding your hand.
I think I'll squeeze Riarris's hand in terms of the reassurance, and look at him and say, "Thanks. I appreciate it."
Are you okay? That was a good squeeze.
Yeah, my search was unsuccessful. So, I don't know.
Okay. Hi. Just means we gotta look somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe.
I know you're still holding the scroll in your hands somewhat. The flap of the end of it just kind of jutting out, worn from all the times, the nights spent memorizing.
Okay, I'm gonna go rewrap the scroll back up with a little bit more force than necessary, and just kind of not put it away, but keep it in my hand as I stand up and let go of Riarris's hand. I think there is a tenseness to Kay. I'm frustrated, I'm annoyed at myself, and angry a little bit that I've not found anything. So, yeah, I think she's just as tense as a bow. And I'm going to turn to Riarris and just say, I'm going to just step outside for some air. If you need to go to sleep, it's been a long day. I'm just going to take a minute.
That's fine. If you're fine that I'm gonna wait as long as I can. The couch is pretty comfortable, but I'll do my best.
Feel that dust? Okay. And I'm just gonna walk out of Hilly's a little bit and just kind of walk a little bit on the shoreline with the skull still kind of in my hand. Yeah. And I think Kay just paces just up and down for a minute. I think she starts like looking at the scroll and holding it and starts speaking to it, and is just like, damn you, like, you give me answers, give me something. There's gotta be something you can do for me. I'll make a deal with the devil if I freaking have to. Just will you freaking talk to me? And I think the scroll has automatically moved from her hand to like in her face, and she's kind of shaking it as if it was a person. And all them frustrations that she's tried to keep bubble inside kind of come out. But kind of hopefully out of earshot of Riarris, as she still kind of wants to look cool and composed and not crazy a little bit.
Fiona, give me a perception check.
Okay. That's a 6.
So you're standing there. There's been so much that has happened lately that is built up upon the idea of things that were assumed just in practice to be real, actually having solid footing in the reality of this world. I think you think back to the moments when that, I hate to admit it, that surprised you. The mounting frustration now of recognizing that for sure some of the things that are in the thing that you have been memorizing, listening to sermons, being chastised and even punished for not knowing, some of the things in here are real. They have happened. most likely will happen. And yet, there's no response, there's no sign even besides what the others tell you in the idea of you being a part of it. You were assigned a job. That's how all this started. And in the grand scheme of things, what have you succeeded on? If anything, you've gained allies, friends, maybe even. That you get to watch die trying. And in this moment, it feels there is nothing you're going to be able to do to stop it.
I think Kay feels very much useless, especially with the talks of fate and how Sylvia had a design and plan for everyone being chosen. And Kay was like, well, this is a job. You didn't even account me for your plans, and I am the anomaly. I think the scroll gets crunched in their hands. And even with the talks of potential allies and gaining people, Kay kind of, in their brain, they know how this may end. Death is more certain than potentially us succeeding. And I think is so pissed off that the pacing just stops and just goes for a walk. It's just along the shoreline, it feels as though the emotions inside are going to take over and she will explode at someone or something. Pissed off Kay means an angry Kay, and a Kay that will kill something or someone. So I think there is a small part of her brain that's like, I need to, or I hurt something, or I hurt someone. I need to go somewhere to vent my frustrations. So I'm going to look for a tree or something and punch it or cut it to bits, or just something that is going to be inanimate for a punching bag to blow off some steam.
Carrying over that perception check, there's nothing but sand for a while. You can choose to move further inland, but there is one tree so far off in the distance, it's hard to tell. But you see movement, you see the waving of branches, you see it existing in spite of everything that's going on. It's a long ways away. Keanu, I'm going to ask you to give me a wisdom saving throw, but I'm going to say you can choose to fail it.
I will choose to fail it. Because I'm just a sucker for punishment.
Got it. Okay. Riarris. What are you up to?
Riarris wants to do as much as what he promised, understanding he doesn't want to interrupt Kaelinor. I think he knows that might be bad, potentially, even though he wants to. So I think Riarris has put the arrowhead on a table, maybe sitting on a couch or a chair, kind of in that main room, and wants to kind of just have the arrowhead put down there. He wants to take one of the Solaris Unaris from his bag, put it down next to it. I don't think he's necessarily meditating, but I think he's just trying to calm himself and not think necessarily about Caleb maybe doing or Zed or what they need to do next. Just try to find ways to center himself a little bit. Work on that thing he and Yoon were talking about, breathing, that weird aspect of breathing. Breathing. He's going to work to breathe a little bit here. After about 10 or 15 minutes, I think he would go and look to see if Kaelinor is there. And when they are not, I think I would go outside and try to look on the roof and see if Cawr and Nala are still awake or something, to see if they might, go to look up to see if they might have seen where Kaelinor went.
Yeah, makes sense. Cawr, give me a Constitution saving throw.
A 5. I think I'm snoring.
Cawr and Nala are both sound asleep.
She's like scooching you off the roost, like the equivalent of hugging all the covers.
I think Riarris buries down whatever lingering minor frustration you might have had with that. With it's just so adorable. How can you be mad? Would I be able to see where Kaelinor would have gone? Maybe I'd want to then go to see if there are tracks in the sand or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd want to try to do that.
Survival check with advantage.
Is it survival check? Okay, let's get that advantage. Sorry. 11 plus... 6, 17.
With 17, you see two things. You notice the tracks that are leading west. And you see them go on for as far as the eye can see at this point. You choose to follow them.
Yeah. Yep. Not rushing, not running towards it, but yes, I will follow at a walking pace.
About 3 minutes of doing this. Riarris, you see something that makes your heart stop. From this moment, we see Riarris looking left, looking right, dropping the bag down, trying to search along the sand, kind of close to it, even brushing a piece of it off, or a little. As you see, Kaelinor's tracks have fully disappeared alongside the tide.
They're leading into the water.
You don't see them leading into the water. They're just
gone. Okay.
Stopped.
Yeah, I think a little bit of panic will set in, and he will just try to look around frantically. I mean, if I can see any spot where they may have gone. I think a bit of a frantic pace of trying to make a 15 circle area. Did they land? Is there a footstep somewhere else? That try of just see anything.
Panic sets in about a minute as there are moments where you notice, look, there's something. No, that's my own footprints. She doesn't fly. There's no other tracks. There's nothing that picked her up. There's nothing that... You look out into the water. You start to see the sliver of the sun come up. We're going to pause you there. We're going to move a few hours ahead in time. Riarris, feel free to come in whenever you think is correct. Say this is probably about maybe 4 to 5 a.m. Yoon, you...
Oh, yeah, I think you're muted.
Why does that? You see Ogre is somewhat next to you. I believe you probably fell asleep on the dock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or sorry, on the deck.
On the
excuse
deck.
me.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think he probably did. He put the glass of water down and then kind of went back to a corner and kind of sat there and maybe play with his cards a little bit and then eventually drifted off to sleep.
Okay. Riarris, I'll ask you this. How long do you stay out there before trying to get others involved?
Too long. I think there are many times where Riarris thinks about going back and goes, let me just wait another couple minutes. Let me just look over here, maybe. And then eventually, I think he realizes, the day has fully begun. So whatever that means in time, too long, ultimately.
You got it. Okay, cool. So I will say, truly, in this point, you tell me when you make your presence known to the rest of the group.
Sure.
Yeah. So Yoon, as you wake up, you see Ogre is probably still pretty sound asleep. I mean, I would say for Yoon, this is a little early looking up, but perhaps there was just a seagull that just got a little too close, honked, woke you up.
I think how's the water here around the island, around this area in the bay here? Is it kind of is it that sort of island clear kind of water that that kind of...
It's beautiful.
I think he gets up and it's morning and he's got a different mindset. And so I think the first thing he does is he sort of stretches and does some light calisthenics, and then he goes and he finds somewhere where he can go and dive into the water. He takes off the yukata he's wearing and just the sort of undergarments and goes and just dives right in. He goes for a swim.
Beautiful. Ogre, give me a perception check.
That's going to be a 11.
11? Cool. Just makes it. You hear the splash of the water that wakes you up suddenly. You're probably a little groggy from... Actually, honestly, you're very groggy. Yeah, the sound of the... you hear the, like, kind of like... Ah, ah, and it's just right in your ear.
Ogre's dying.
I say it's still pretty early. I would say the sun is sitting pretty low in the sky. So I think, Cawr, this is up to you whether or not you would come to the boat now or wait until later.
Do I see any movement on the boat? From
This
where
is
I
a
am?
question of if you're awake.
I mean, with the sun coming up, Cawr will probably wake up just because there's sun. You know? But if he can't see the boat from here and he has no indication, not trying to be difficult, but if he thinks Nav and Kay and Riarris are still in the cut, and he sees no movement on the boat, he's probably going to stay there for a while.
Say that last part again.
I said, if there's no indication that Kay and Riarris have left the hut or the home that he's currently perched on top of, and he can't see the boat for movement, he'll probably stay there.
Give me a survival check.
Okay. Six. Oh, sorry, 8.
8. Okay. With an 8, you see there are footsteps in the sand. It's kind of hard to see from your current vantage point which direction they went, but
I mean, even if it looks like they're going out away, he'll try to not wake up Nala unless she's already awake. So,
no.
Okay. I will kind of like scoot away from her, using my claws to point an arrow towards the beach in the roof. And then just, instead of like taking off like Cawr might normally, in an effort to not disturb her with the wind, I'll just drop off the roof and then spread my wings below her apex, so that a low line flight to the beach. I know your mic just went for a dive.
The mic just fully fell off the arm.
So I think speakers, but if you give me to say that again, I will.
You see a red figure swimming in the very crystal clear water.
Okay.
I think at this point, I think you might see Riarris coming over too, because I think the not splashing like a kid at the park, but Yoon in the water breaks Riarris his whatever he's in, and he'll start heading over there too.
You got it. Okay.
Question. Did last night count at all for a long or short rest?
Yeah, that's a long rest.
Okay, perfect.
So, I mean, Cawr will circle a little bit to see who he sees. I'm assuming I see Yoon and Ogre and Riarris.
To be honest here, everybody that you assume you see. Well, I have to figure this out.
Right. Then I will keep adding narrative while you're doing that. Cawr just lazily floats on the air slowly. But he'll just check to make sure, like, he sees Ogre's dying, but she's awake, probably drunk, so fine. And Yoon seems to be swimming, but he'll fly over him a little bit just to see that he's not running from anything and just looks like he's swimming.
He waves up at you, just kind of.
Cawr waves back, and then he will make sure to go over to Riarris. Sorry, Dan. Land a distance away from him, but where he can be seen. And then walks over to Riarris. Morning. How are you?
Hey, Cawr, you were sleeping pretty deep last night, huh?
Lots of things going on.
Yeah, about that, Kalinor's gone. You know where the others are? I see
wait,
Yoon
what?
splashing
Wait.
around. Where's everybody else?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I have not slept a wink. I've been looking for them. I don't know. I followed their tracks, and they're gone. They're gone. They just left. They're gone.
Also,
Try to wave to Yoon. I don't even know if he's looking. Just frantic. Just, you know.
Yeah, come on
Right.
in.
Yeah,
Water's fine.
we
not
should
so
find them,
loud.
shouldn't we?
What?
We should find them, right?
Yeah, I think we should find them. Yep. Have you seen Ogra?
Where'd she go?
I have no idea.
Huh. All right.
Cawr. Roll me an insight check.
Okay. It's gonna be one of those days. How was it not 1 for 3?
Cool. Great. Yeah. You just woke up, man. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Cawr will take back to the air and go back to the hut to find Nala.
Okay.
Where are you? Oh, okay, great, cool. And start running towards you and get out.
I think he gets the message, and he'll start swimming toward the ship, and then
Cool.
eventually, yeah.
There's a full James Bond, Daniel Craig moment of Yoon getting out of the water, and I don't know how, like. Everybody just picture it for a second, and then just imagine it in your own worlds as Yoon comes running up to moving up to Riarris.
Like, he doesn't put his other clothing on, and the underclothes are like that sort of like that wrap, you know, the just the sort of like cloth wrapping that you would have like underneath. Yeah, like so it's not perfectly suitable to swimming, and but that's it. That's what he's got on right now, and he's just standing there, and I haven't done that in a long time. Good morning, Riarris.
Good morning. Feeling good? Great. Kalinor's missing. So, yep. If you were, you're not anymore.
You know what? I
There
have
you
a
go.
good feeling
Here's your
about
clothes. Oh, what?
it. Let's go.
What? Do you know where
wait, who are
Ogra
we
is? I don't know where
missing?
Ogra
Wait.
is. Do you know?
Ogra was very drunk. So maybe she's down. Maybe not yet. I'll go check. I'll just check real quick. You wait here. Wait. Calendars go on. Cawr. Where's Cawr?
He was here and he left. I think he said he was going to get Nala.
Okay. I'll go get Ogra.
Do you want your clothes?
You hold on to them for a second, and I'll run off down to the Politex.
Just your skivvies.
Great.
Is that where Ogra is right now?
Yeah, I think
Or-
Ogre is probably on the deck,
Yeah.
like trying to.
Yeah, you just hear like a dry heave off the side.
Beautiful.
Oh, shit. All right. 1 second. And I'll go below to as fast as I can. Make a real quick, like, you know, what are those hangover cures? Like what? Prairie oyster, or, you know, like where it's like a raw egg and some pepper and some hot sauce and, you know, a little splash of gin or something like that. It's like there's always like these gross hangover cures that like
Yeah.
people make, and like, yeah. So I think that's basically what it is. He,
I like
he
it.
makes it real quick, runs back up.
Oh no! That we're rolling for that for sure.
Oh yeah. Okay. Makes it real quick. Yeah, absolutely.
Give me let's see. I think maybe sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Would you say this is something that Yoon is proficient in? This specific concoction?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and-
This is something he's made a lot of times.
Add your proficiency modifier if you haven't already.
All right. Then that would be 17. Yeah, 17.
Okay. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, you find Ogre. You give the cure to her. I'm gonna say, Yoon, I'm gonna have you also roll me a medicine check. It's a low DC.
Okay.
Ogre would have just eaten the egg.
No, you need the whole
Shell
thing.
and
It's I got a 5.
Cool.
Yeah. Well,
That happening for you guys too?
Yeah.
yes. Okay, so it's not just me.
Oh,
Good.
Sorry, Ogre. You ingest this. Is it like a drink? You think, or is it like?
Yeah, it's a drink. It's absolutely a drink. It is a drink, but in the way that the egg slides
Little
down,
sludgy.
it's not mixed. It's still just the egg with the stuff kind of on top of it that kind of you drink with it.
Oh,
You
that
gotta, like,
texture.
you got to just
Beautiful.
throw it back.
So we'll say with the
don't sip it.
5 or the 5 or so on the medicine check, I'm going to say, Ogre, give me that Constitution saving throw, but with disadvantage.
A little bit like an oyster shooter,
Yeah.
that type of
I feel Ogre would eat a full raw egg in the shell and just like pop it in.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's
but
definitely
you got a
speed, but
hangover.
yeah.
There's a
I'll
whole
have
other
to
level
throw her
of
off.
Constitution there.
Oh god, one was really good. What was this?
Constitution.
That's gonna
Saving
be
throw.
a 9.
Take a beginner's luck.
Is that a reroll?
It's
Yep,
a
you
D4.
gotta get a 2.
3.
Okay, cool, awesome. There is a moment where you're not entirely sure it's going to stay down, Ogre, but you're able to keep it down.
Just her nose and just.
Most people don't actually keep that down the first time. It's that's impressive. That should start to work in. You'll start to feel better soon.
Is it supposed to feel like Ogre just swallowed a rock?
It depends. I'm not sure what you got up to last night, so you may have swallowed a rock, but that can be a feeling.
No,
Just-
Ogre did that once and swore she would never do it again.
Just kind of let it'll disperse, and then just don't think about it. We have to go rescue Kaelinor.
Is Kaelinor dead too?
Well, it would be very hard to rescue her if she was, so I'm gonna say no, and time is of the essence. So let's go. Riarris is waiting on the other side.
Can you at least get these manacles off? Ogre's had them
When
on
did you?
for like.
Oh, that's wow. You how did they have? Oh, yeah. Let's see. I can try. Oh, you know
Ogre will
what?
stay in the bloody clothes. Ogre just wants these
No,
off.
it's fine. It's fine. Actually, you kind of got a bit of a flop sweat going on from the hangover. Let me get some string, and what I will attempt is the thing where you put, like, it's when you try to get a ring off. You can put like a thread underneath, wrap it around, and then when you sort of unwrap it, it pulls the ring off. So I would like to try that with just a bit of string, rather than a thin sort of like twine or something else that's just on the ship. It's my attempt to get the manacles off, unless they're just like, oh.
No. Yeah, I like the ingeniousness of that. We'll say Ogre, give me an athletics check with advantage from Yoon helping you out on that.
Cool.
Can I guidance myself as well?
Yes, you can.
So it's with advantage. Okay, that's going to be a 22. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, and add other stuff. Was it athletics?
Mhm.
24.
24. Nice. Yeah, they 24 just you're able to kind of like knock them off. You're not really sure if it's if it's the sea air, if the idea that these manacles were probably used a lot in recent things on that, but yeah, so it's just enough to be able to kind of clank them off.
All right,
Thank
I
you.
think I think that was mostly you. That's wow. You just broke them right off. Hopefully the string helped. But yes, you're welcome. And next time if you want to drink, you drink with us. But I hope your first experience. I hope your experience was. I hope you learned a lesson. All right, let's go.
Ogre follows.
You got it. Cool. Cawr, you're flying back to Nala.
Yep.
Nala wakes up as you perch down. Morning.
Morning. Riarris said we need to look for Kaelinor. Apparently she's missing. Hope you slept well.
Did she? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's you. That's how I'm feeling right now. Exactly.
How long has she been missing?
It's unclear. I didn't stop to ask. I thought time was of the essence, so I got you.
Okay. All right. Well, spreads her wings as far as they can go.
I admire her plumage.
Yes. Yeah, you do. And she notices, winks at you, and goes, "Race ya," and then takes off towards that direction.
I'm sure she beats me, but I
She
give it
always
a
wins.
good old bird-like try.
Cool. She gets down, just surprisingly a little bit more cheerful as she comes to Riarris. She goes, "Okay, missing Kaelinor."
Yes, missing Kaelinor. Yep. You're
Okay.
cheerful.
How long
Yep.
has she been gone?
Hours. I don't know. Long time. Hours. Yeah. Last night.
More
This
than
morning.
2?
Yes.
I land right about now behind
Uh,
Nala.
Beautiful. Turns to look at Cawr. And you're just waking me up now.
What? What do you mean?
Okay. All right.
What? What
Will
happened?
we spread out? Cawr, you go north.
Hold on. Yoon's getting Ogre out. Can we all get together before you fly off again?
There's no time.
There's time for that. There's gotta be time for that. No, there gotta be time for that. They're over there. See, there they come.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, you lost her. So.
Hey, you've got time. Oh, the time.
Oh, the time that you have. Cool. You and Ogre eventually get off the dock and start to kind of come over in that direction. You see Ogre is doing that thing where like she's like every 5 steps is normal, and the 6th step is just a little bit off to the left. As she's just kind of trying to kind of like collect herself. Yeah, you guys all meet up.
I want to say, as we were running, there was these little stands, and Ogre's just gonna plop one of these and just.
I'm gonna imagine that happens.
There's a sunglass hut, and she just pops one on for herself.
Sure, I like it. Why not?
She'll tell later.
Yeah. What are we waiting for? Let's. Where did she Where did you? What?
Okay, yeah. So let me
What do we
take you. So what happened? We were there. We were at Hilly's house. We were talking about stuff. Then Kaelinor wanted to meditate before it. She was feeling kind of down about what's going on. We were there. We meditated. She got up. They got up, and they were not happy, and so they wanted to go outside. And I gave them some space, and then I checked on them. 15 minutes or so later, and they had walked
Why'd you
away.
do that? 15 minutes?
Okay, well, you want to know what happened in those 15 minutes, Nala? I went out to look, and you were sleeping nice and, snoring nice and easy under Cawr's wing. So you want to give me shit about it? Where were you? Great.
Yeah,
so
we're
then I
in
followed.
Sway. I just assumed that you all had your shit together.
Oh, wait,
Why
that
would
was-
you
I don't
ever
know-
assume
yeah,
that?
That is
What?
We never have our shit together.
of all the like rational assumptions you've made. That is by far the worst.
Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
I followed them here and pointed to the area, try to maybe walk and talk, leading over there. And then the footsteps just ended. And yes, there are a lot of footsteps. Those are mine, running around, calling, trying to figure it out. I don't know. And I've been here since then. And I don't know what time it was, but it's morning now. So it's been a lot of hours. They disappeared. I don't know. I have no idea. No idea. So
So
I
just-
need everybody to give me a survival check here.
12. And assuming I'm not dead, I want to fly straight up because I have an idea.
Okay.
16.
9.
1. Not natural. An unnatural one.
An unnatural 1. Beautiful. Ogre, you got a 16?
Yeah.
We all rolled shame on all of us. We all rolled horrible. Where's our ranger?
You did say everybody roll, and I rolled a 24. I just want to put that out there.
Shush, you're not even here. You're on a different timeline.
Somewhere else you're like,
Um,
I have a feeling.
I'm including Nala in that. She also did not roll great. Ogre, you are the only one that notices this. As I would say, everybody kind of like starts to kind of move over to the area where Riarris lost the trail. This also, by the way, would take just like a half an hour by itself just to get there. So as you all kind of get to that spot, Ogre, there's a mess of footsteps around here. There's a lot to be able to kind of try to decipher and figure out. But if the footsteps of Kaelinnor's footprints are the same as what they are with the sort of smallest trail leading up that is actually slowly sort of kind of washing away now anyways as the tide is kind of rolling in, you start to notice a significant truth here. Either some sort of flying creature came up and grabbed Cawr, or the tide took her out. And you know that she is wearing heavy armor.
Guys, even
Now,
though...
here's my question to Sarah. Do you tell the group that? Because you're the only one that has come to that conclusion.
Yeah, Ogre would say the Ogre. Kaelinor got taken by the tide, or she walked in the water.
What?
Okay, I guess that is one possible assumption.
Car still takes to the air.
Yeah. Nala does too at this.
Can
I think
cast
Nala
lo-
does at this for two reasons, but yeah, go ahead.
Can I try locate object, and I think of the scroll Kaelinor's holding?
Yeah, what's the range on locate object?
It is 1,000 feet.
Okay. Nothing blips up.
Do you let anybody know that that's what you're doing?
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're looking on the beach with a metal detector. She's doing that above the water.
Is that a
I mean, you're just like doing it like this. There's no
is that a
change.
real thing?
Holding it. Yeah.
Ogre can't
that a-
sense her.
Okay, but normally you can sense whatever you're like her or
An
something.
object.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I've heard of that. And you don't. Okay,
Go ahead.
it's fine. If you don't sense anything, that's how far away is that?
About a lot of footsteps.
Okay, so like how many goblins end to end?
1,000,000.
1,000,000. Oh, right. I'm gonna assume the baseline from the books I've read.
Beautiful. What a great heart. That was Sarah, take a point of inspiration for that. That was so good. I know my intelligence. It's 1,000,000, is what Sarah just said.
Intelligence of 4, ladies and gentlemen. Intelligence of a 4.
Beautiful.
I think as they're doing it, I turn around and be like, okay, Zed, why don't you go? And then look and realize Zed is not here. That's when they go, fuck.
Cawr is not sure what Nala is doing, but Cawr takes the air, and I'm looking for, because I can't do anything underwater, I'm looking for any place where I think something that could have picked her up might roost, because she's not light in her armor.
As you're doing that, Nala comes flying up to you. You can go ahead and give me a, I'll say a perception check for any sort of flying creature that would be big enough to pick up Kalimar.
19.
19. Okay, cool. So as you're doing that, Nala comes flying up. Okay. So there's this. This is fine. This is fine. What are you doing?
Looking for that something that could have picked her up might roost, because if she's in her armor, she's not light.
No, yeah, this.
You're not here, Yoon. This is up in the air.
Okay. Oh, up in the air. Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, we
I
can do
wasn't
that.
sure what else to do.
I can fly back. I have the spell somewhere. To be able to locate a creature or an object that they're holding. I can figure that out. I'm going to tell them I'm going to go back down. I'm going to do that because I think that's going to be the best way to... You good? You're
What?
good. All right.
What?
Goodbye. Close down.
I'll just keep on circling, making more, like, spiraling out.
You got it. Cool. Cawr, as you look around, you see, birds and things in the air, nothing even close to being big enough to be able to carry Kaelinor. And the thought comes in your mind of, it was a different timeline, but a dragon is big enough to pick up Kaelinor.
Okay. I was thinking a bat, but yes.
Or a bat. Sure.
Yeah. Both. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think your mind does come to, right, so like either the bat, but also the dragon that you had saw in the other timeline that was there.
Yeah. I'm going to try and stay within earshot of them yelling for me, but
Yeah.
I'm just circling because I have no skills underwater right now. I'm just going to circle, see if I keep my eyes open.
Yeah. Nala drops down and goes, okay, I'm going to go get a spell to be able to figure this out. I just need to go get it and read it. And then we can go and find it. We can go find them.
I can't believe with all of us, none of us have the kind of spell where you could just like send a talk to somebody from a long distance that nobody. I mean, obviously, I don't.
Well, Yoon, we could just keep pointing fingers over and over again until they show up.
Well,
Or-
there's a better one.
Ogre can turn into a giant seahorse, cast water breathing
She
on
doesn't
you,
have
we
that.
go into the water.
Right. Well, then whatever one.
Also, for the
whatever-
record, Ogre, you have not made it clear that you're using locate object right now. to Nala, because Nala was way up there.
Oh. Ogra did her stick thing and she couldn't find them.
That's great. That's great, Ogre. You do that.
She means she used the spell. She's able to locate an object that somebody else that she knows of. So she used that, but it's not there. She said her range is 1 million goblins end to end, which I assume means like.
It's 1,000 feet. It's 1,000 feet.
That's the one. Yes, that's the standard. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Cawr!
I will come. I will look down, and if she's not coming up, I will swoop down as best I can. Since I'm not an eagle, I'm a vulture.
Beautiful. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. So both of us. Okay. Ogre, how much do you weigh? How much goblins do you? Forget it. Both of us are gonna carry Ogre, because Ogre has the spell. And we're just gonna fly her around.
Actually, that's
a really good idea.
kind of an amazing idea.
Yeah, I know. I'm really smart. The trouble is,
can I add something?
Yeah,
Let her turn into something small that just you can carry, so you can go faster.
that would work. Except that when you turn into something, when you turn into a smaller creature, you're gonna lose this spell that I think you're concentrating on. I believe.
I thought you could. Out of
I thought I could
above
still-
board, I thought she could hold concentration spells when she.
Yeah, we've established if it's a concentration, I cast it and then turn to an animal, I can keep the
Is that true?
concentration.
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a number of mechanics that we're kind of relying
Oh,
on.
then Nala would absolutely know that. Joe doesn't. Okay, yeah, that would work. Okay, Ogre. That's so much better. Ogre, turn to something small.
Maybe a monkey that still has hands, so you can point.
Okay, one sec. What does Ogre want to turn into?
Nala puts both hands on the side of Cawr. Says, I, good idea. Good idea.
Oh my god.
Cawr just nods.
Everybody's doing good. We're having great ideas. We're gonna figure it out.
Ogre's gonna turn, because she's
That's a lot
already
of good-
been one, gonna be one of those little flying squirrels in case she gets dropped.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
They have hands. They can point.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not a
And,
monkey.
Before I do,
That's fine.
I'm gonna cast Locate Object, Kaelin or Scroll.
Okay. All right. You or me? Looks at Cawr.
You go, and I'll try to follow. You're faster.
Okay. All right.
And I
Where
will
do
go up
I
and trail behind her and try to keep up. Just so
really bad at picking up babies? Where do I pick you up?
I just pick Ogre up by the scruff and put her on Nala's back.
Grabbing onto 2 feathers. Gonna ratatouille this.
Ow, oh, wrong ones. The other ones. Okay. All right. Do me a favor and point. Okay. Good. All right, this will work. Okay, off we go. Flies up.
And I follow.
Got it. Which leaves you and Riarris on the ground. What are you guys doing?
I think Riarris looks at you and he's like, so I guess I won't be needed, as he's like half taking off his armor, planning to like go in the water, and he's just like, you want your clothes back? No.
Oh
come on,
yeah.
You gonna go for a dip?
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, I'll put this back on. It's hard when you're not the person who could do anything and you just have to wait. That's probably the hardest part. But I mean, this is weird. This isn't just like the town is protected by the whatever that bell is does something, and Carvis, and you know there's a lot of weird things that happen with us. But like you know, it can't be. If the sea witch could get us, she'd be getting us right now. So it can't be just like something pulled out of the ocean. So whatever happened, we'll find her.
I don't know if it's a sea witch. I think they were struggling with just Merlin Loke and where they go, and I don't know. They were holding their scroll pretty tight. I'm trying not to think about it, but I worry that that's...
Wait, can the scroll just teleport you somewhere?
Or call somebody. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but they have to get there very
I don't know how
fast.
it works.
I get, yeah. I mean, whatever happened, everybody's owed their secrets. But I have always said, and I will continue to say, that when it comes to Kalinor, I have a good feeling. So, we'll see.
You have any secrets about that you're not telling me? Why you feel good about this?
About Kalinor? Okay, you want to know the real secret?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
You fake it till you make it.
What is it, Hoax? Okay.
That means
What does that even mean? You just lie until you don't have to lie anymore?
Well, yeah, but if you don't have to lie anymore, then it's not really a lie, and it never was. So, it retroactively becomes the truth that you said. You just didn't know it was the truth at the time. And what you put out, what you display, and the energy that you give others has a real effect. It can, maybe the group pushed just a little bit harder because they believed you knew.
Yes. Sounds sort of similar. When I grew up, we used to say we're not in the history books because we were written out. The victors write the history books, right? I guess you would know a good bit about that, so take your word for it.
I mean, I didn't write them.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Ewan. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted. I'm sorry. That was not nice. I know you're trying to cheer me up, and I appreciate it. Do you have any food? I'm really hungry. Maybe that's the problem. Do you have anything? No.
Well, you just handed my clothes, yeah, and
Yeah.
the rest of me was pretty wet. If I had any food, you wouldn't want it, because there's only one place I could have kept it.
That's true. I definitely already rifled through your robes looking for stuff, so I should have known that. Sorry.
That's fair. I expected that.
I'm gonna, I guess, put my armor on in a leisurely manner and wait. I guess we wait.
Yeah, that seems like the business these days is we have to. I mean, we're waiting for our ship, and we have to plan on how to get a stone so that we can find a new Zed, which is, it's morbid, but at the same time, I'm kind of interested. And we need 6.
Yeah, stone. Oh, shit. Yeah, I got one. We got one. Kayla and I got one last night. Yeah, things have happened. Sorry. Yeah. Oh my God.
I would say you buried the lead, but also Kayla and I missing is probably the lead, but also, yeah. How did you have to fight a creature or?
I don't want to brag about it. I mean, it was deadly, but no, we met. You remember Hilly? We met her before.
Yeah, hard to forget.
Right. So she came to Zed's funeral and met us in the middle of the night. We ended up going back to her place and talking about a lot of things. And ultimately, I mentioned something we need, and she had one. And from a person whose ship was wrecked many years ago, named Sylvie. So don't think it's coincidence. But yeah, we have one. Not 2, 1. So.
A 1 only gets you one way, or you need 2 to get there and back? Or, well, I see what you're saying. I don't.
But
I,
also
well,
that, yes, it's a one-way
but
ticket for
also,
my.
I mean, like you brought all of us back. You know, if we need to get two, we could technically get two at a. If there's an infinite number of timelines, then there would be some timeline when you know, Zed and Kalinor were I don't know, were the only ones left, or
It's possible.
who knows?
Yeah, I don't
Infinite
know.
possibilities. It's very weird, and I'm not super comfortable with it yet.
I mean, we're going and talking about picking up our
Is it
different versions of our
worse?
dead friends, so you know it's kind of
Is
awkward.
it worse that I'm less comfortable with Kalinor than I am with Zed?
No, I think I agree.
Feels it's not a like thing. It's just sort of I don't know. It's Zed. The concept of all Zed. That Zed is just in all of these places, and that it fits better with me. That we could just pick another. Oh yeah, you just steal Zed, and then, but I you know, I'm doing a thing where I ramble because we don't you know, because I'm scared. I don't want to lose Kaylin either, but you know, it does feel very like look, if there are forces in this world that balance some scales, it is very. It's not like a lot of people were like, oh, well, one thing happens and so another thing must happen. It is not. It is not always perfectly balanced, and and the balance can happen all over in different places. But it feels incredibly unbalanced for us to lose Zed and Kalinor, and in the same God's damned 24-hour period. So, in what faith I put in. The entities that I put it in, I believe that we'll find Kalinor. So, what do we do now? What do you do you want to go get food?
Yes, yeah, but no, I want to wait. I mean, how long does this thing go? Do you have any idea what?
Well, I mean,
how
if
long
they're going, they're making a sort of like, probably, knowing her, she'll spiral outward, and I would guess infinitely that she'll just keep going if she never finds Kalinor, to miles range, just continuously spiraling, covering as much ground as possible until she's exhausted. That would be my guess.
Goblins.
1,000,000 goblins worth of
a lot.
yeah, I mean, like, if she's here, but the thing is, like, if she's not, I feel like that means that she's in an other place, like a place that again is weird, but not like death, you know, not like something took her. That at that point she must have either teleported or she's just in a different plane of existence, which, you know, is a whole other problem. So yeah, I have no idea at the time. That's when you ask me questions, sometimes if I don't know, it's gonna lead to 5 minutes of me talking about something else.
No, I appreciate it. Lets my mind wander to other things. But Cawr likes arrows and signs. I'm just gonna draw an arrow to point towards where we go, so he'll know.
Absolutely.
Let's get something to eat. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
As you do that, Riarris. Doesn't help that Ogre's words rang unmistakably true to the deepest fear. As you stare out in the ocean, as you guys are making your way kind of away from it, towards town. We follow Riarris' gaze. And the skies darken. You see the rain fall in. As the camera zooms back out to a Zed trudging along the beach. Zed, it's been about maybe, I don't know, half an hour since you checked the traps. Maybe there's a fresh one. As you look in, no avail. You check all of them. Nothing there. Plus, it wouldn't be a fair fight. What do you do?
Find the nearest tree and just start going at it with the dagger.
You start attacking the tree?
Yep.
Okay. How long do you think that lasts for Zed to feel satisfied with that?
Probably like 3-4 minutes straight of just him going at this tree.
Okay. No danger there. What next?
I'd probably just start heading back to the cave for a drink.
Okay. Drew, based on what I messaged you, where's the danger?
One second. Probably gonna head out to the ocean, try to find something instead of just sitting around waiting.
Got it. As the water is crashing down along the shores, we see the outline of a figure walking through. Feet, ankles, knees, waist, and then diving straight in. So I need you to give me roll me a luck check.
Uh, 5.
As soon as you dive down, we hear the bubbles kind of moving all around, the darkness that is surrounding everything on the camera, but Zed's eyes. Seconds before a creature comes up and goes and reaches out for you. Misses on swiping at you. Zed, is your turn.
I'm gonna go after it with the dagger.
You got it. So with your just normal dagger, you go to attack. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
16.
16. Yeah, you got it. You plunge into this thing as you are kind of holding on to it as it kind of slams down to the surface, and you're able to continually just slice. Recognizing that for this creature, it's going to keep attacking until you're able to get rid of its other senses. What do you do?
He's probably so pissed off. As he's stabbing, he doesn't think that's good enough. He just sheathes the dagger and just starts going at it with his fist, punching it, clawing it, starts biting off pieces of it, just tearing it.
Okay, cool. In that case, it starts to fight back as it attacks you at this point, tearing at your ear that has the metal marking on it as you feel it kind of rip off. You can feel it floating in the water. The piece of you that you tried to keep on. Zed, do you spend your movement to try and grab it and save it? Or do you let it drift off into the ocean?
I'll probably try to go and save it.
Got it.
This thing will get caught in my trap, so...
You push off from it as it clumsily tries to kind of reach out to you, grab the ear, try to kind of stuff it into a pocket, and I would like you to roll me a perception check.
Uh, 23.
23. As you're watching this, there's another creature that comes up, grabs your leg, and starts to climb up from your back as you're pulling it forward from you. You are a sea elf. You are naturally acclimated to being able to handle the water, and for most of these creatures, they're humanoid sort of version of themselves. Even in this zombified sort of state, none of them are as decently agile in the water as you are. So as you are trying to fend off this last one, you notice in the distance there's a soft glowing red light. It's small at first and gets bigger and then softer again, almost as if a underwater torch reacting similar to flames. What do you do?
With this next one, I just pull out the dagger, just go straight for the head, and try to get it off me and go towards that glow.
Okay, yeah. Give me an attack roll.
Uh, 17.
17. Forgot to give you damage on the first one. You do take 8 points of damage from the one that tried to move away from you, but with a 17 you're able to push off of this one as you are swimming towards this odd beacon of light. Said, give me one more luck roll, please.
10.
With a 10, there's this underwater trench that you've known in your time to not really go past. You've actually never really gone past it underwater except for the time that you first came here. It's been so long that I think a part of you kind of forgets why. Until you see it. Below. $50, 100 bodies. Writhing and contorting in weird shapes, some missing limbs. All climbing along the ocean floor. I need a stealth check.
Uh, 24.
Day 24, you look down and see what is most likely the remains of your crew, your ship. Mixed with the others of the dead. They do not seem to notice you. What do you do?
I try to sneak my way as stealthy as I can to that glow. Just trying to stay as far from them as I can, but closer towards that glow.
So you continue forward, trying to be careful with your movements, maybe just moving just your hands and your feet, keeping yourself as straight as you can, not allowing the water to ripple out and alert the others. You notice the red glow is below you, towards the remains of a very familiar shipwreck. I'm gonna pause you there. Cawr. You awake. With a blade resting only about 3 feet from your face as you come to and see your sword stuck into a tree. You kind of blink your eyes, trying to acclimate to the morning light. You see a figure that steps up and shadows you for a moment. As you turn and look. Don't worry. You can just call me Jan. And with that, we're going to take our 10-minute break. See you guys in 10 minutes. Kaonar, as you are looking at creature that you see, you don't recognize, but I'd like you to give me a insight check with advantage.
17.
17. This creature called itself Yawn. And being used to multiple figures changing their appearance, you get the idea that you are indeed talking to Yan Memori, the Sea Witch, one that had recently taken the life of a close friend of yours.
Jan, is it? Do you know who I am?
Well, I've heard tales recently.
Tales.
Kaleno.
What do these tales speak of me?
Of a figure that is very good at finding a side to stay alive in. Among other things, he does talk quite a bit, your friend. But I am not here for taking your life and bringing you back down to the depths to join me. No, I call this a temporary truce. As I can see, you are working through some things. As you see her give a quick tug and pulls your double-bladed scimitar out from the tree trunk. Sets it at your feet.
I will attempt to reach for my weapon if she lets me, and I will stow it away if she continues to let me reach for it.
She pulls back. No need for that.
You said it was a temporary truce.
It was. For me.
Why'd you do it?
For the conversation, of course. No. I'm sure you figured out by now that I am enlisting, collecting.
It's a delicate way to put it, but yes, I've heard.
Well, I was wondering if you perhaps wanted to spend time hearing my side.
I look around, and then I meet her gaze. I'm like, well, it seems I have nothing, if not time. I'll hear you out.
I'll be honest, I don't know whether or not you will even understand some things that I've said. As I mentioned, your friend is talkative, but doesn't seem to know the details of many things. Looking at your armor, rather interesting weapon, but bearing the same insignia. I assume you know some of the lore, the stories involving me and a certain large serpentine-like creature.
I do.
You see, I am a product of my environment. The world can be a cold and cruel place. People seem to react swiftly on things they don't understand. They look at me and what I can do, what I can give, and see only the armor I'm wearing. Sense of purpose gets lost amongst drivel of what it is to survive, what it is to thrive in a world that does everything it can to simply eliminate you in the first place. My side is a different approach to this side of nature. The roughness of certain sands against water provides it almost a sense of ease over time. My plan is to do that with everything. To make the whole world as soft as the beach you're lying on. Place where everybody will feel an even collective start. Not having to worry about the end of an age, of themselves. God, I can only imagine being in your position and having to worry each and every day whether or not I'm going to get enough sustenance, enough light, enough oxygen.
So your world will be this perfect utopia. And what's 100,000 casual souls to you? I mean, you are enlisting the help of these people, are you not?
So, I assume, given your military background, you're familiar with the phrase, to make an omelet.
Must break a few eggs. Ah, yes. But unfortunately, I am one of those few eggs that you intend to break. Not just me personally, some of my friends, or I'd consider friends. Unfortunately, my loyalties right now lie with them, not you.
Just gonna roll an insight check on you. I'd like a deception check, please.
So close to a nat 20, but that's an 11.
Yes, it is good to have friends, especially such powerful ones that are able to hold the power of seemingly gods inside them. Having one that has an interesting relationship with death. And if your friend is to know anything about the truth of us, seemingly a figure that is able to step in and out of time. Incredibly powerful friends. One almost feels belittled in the sight of such splendor. Unfortunately, on my side, all I have now is a rather vivacious little sea elf. I could use a general, Kaelanor. Someone who understands what it's like to be unappreciated.
Man, that story really didn't tell you. See, don't know if you can see into the future, but I tend to be more of a soldier than a leader in these types of situations. But I can point a few recommendations of good generals your way. And also, while we're on this temporarily truce, do you mind if I ask you a question? As I said, we have all the time. A vivacious sea elf. That's interesting. A friend of yours also happens to be a friend of mine. Now, where is he? Is he just milling around, or do you have him on a short leash?
I can assure you, the control given is only assumed by those who would have a certain level head. I think you and I both know that your friend lacks a certain understanding of risk. But I don't imagine you do.
I mean, I have been told my self-preservation is almost second to none. So, but I still can't see a compelling reason or argument, to be fair, to join your side. I might as well take my chance with, what did you call them, my powerful so-called friends? I mean, you have this vivacious sea elf on your side, and from what I know, Diamatalis. Who says you won't win?
You know, the interesting thing about death, it's always the fastest in the end. It will always catch up. Well, to be clear, in this moment I could enlist you in the ways that I enlisted the little one. But I'm going to give you time to think it over. You've already been a turncoat once. Perhaps you're looking for another shade of armor. And I promise, over everything else, you will feel worthy. She picks up the scimitar, holds it above your head, blade facing down. Watch your head, Kaelinor. And you wake up. I need you to give me a very important dexterity saving throw.
23.
Whew. As you wake up, your head kind of shoots up a little bit as you are now millimeters away from the blade that has been stuck into the tree as you had fallen asleep holding onto it.
Oh, that's, oh, okay, that happened. Jesus, okay, what the fuck?
In this moment, you hear a in the distance as you see a fiery creature turning around to a fiery. You see Nala turning around towards Cawr, who is significantly behind and probably a little bit winded at this point. As they get closer, you see there's a tiny little pink-haired squirrel that is pointing in your direction.
I think Kay just is like arms slumped on top of Scimitar, just like, oh, I don't feel good. That's Nala, go. Anyway, as I wait for them to make their descent and approach me.
Got it. Your blade is still stuck in the tree as you maneuver yourself away from the blade handing down. As the DM was really ready to take an eye out from Kaelinor.
Kaelinor could
you-
rock an eye patch.
Yeah. As Ogre, Nala, and Cawr kind of collapse down to the ground, I imagine you just pull it out of the tree trunk.
Oh,
Where were you? Why are you here? And how'd you get here without making footsteps?
I don't, where am, hold up. And I'll walk out and just like pin, wait, where am I? I fell asleep. If that's an answer.
You look out, Kaelinor, and see that indeed your tracks have been completely washed away.
Man, I hate her. Hate's a strong word. Anyway, I
No.
Sea Witch.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Jesus.
what? Huh?
I think I was sleepwalking, and I was angry at a lot of things, and angry at not knowing where I belong. Well, not where I belong. And Nala is kind of right about me. So I was annoyed and frustrated that I can't do more, and I just went for a walk. And I may or may yeah.
Okay,
Just a
unless
beauty
you're
little
transforming
squirrel.
back, though, I'm going to have
Yeah,
you do
Ogre's
the
gonna
inside check
turn
as a
back
squirrel.
into.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, you see
kinda
a
wanted you
blind
to do it as a
squirrel
squirrel.
flies out of Nala's hand, jumps on you, wild shapes back into Ogre, and just like picking
Beautiful.
you up.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. Yep, pick her up. Do it. You see Nala's pissed.
Ogre thought you were dead too.
I mean, I don't die. Well,
You're
You don't die.
for clarification.
I don't.
I believe Ogre has
Lifting.
Kaelinor lifted up in the air. Are you like by the scruff like this?
No, it's more like under the armpits.
Armpit
kind of.
up.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, well, wrong placement, but okay.
Wait, Nala? No, I do die, but I don't die easily. I mean, there were the vines that one weird time, but like I don't think. I mean, I'm pretty strong, guys. So I went for a walk, and then I may or may not have met the sea witch in a dream, and she spoke to me, and I'm having feelings about it. Yeah.
Okay, we need to be together as a group for this, I think. Come on.
For this?
We're walking.
For this?
And I put...
For this? Yeah,
Maybe
for
put
this.
down.
Let's be in a group for this.
Nala,
She has.
what's
fully
your
lost
problem,
it.
man? Why?
What's your problem? You vanished? No footprints. We thought you were dead. Do you want me to keep listing?
I think
I don't
Cawr
know.
is translating because I think Nala is just sputtering. But Cawr is like 100% correct on where Nala is at. Just like kind of comes up.
It catches fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sound. Yeah.
He wraps his wing around one of his wings around Ogre and Kayla. I'm like, come on, we're walking now. We're walking?
Yeah. Now we're walking. Now we're walking back to the group.
But Kaelinor, Ogre found out a really interesting math thing. Apparently, 1,000 feet is equal to 1,000,000 goblins.
Oh my god. No, we're just gonna. No, we're not gonna. No, that's not. We're not gonna. We're not gonna let this. Yoon and Riarris will. They're gonna. Cawr. Cawr.
Here
You're
we go.
a.
Here we go. We're walking. Walking now.
Yeah, let's walk.
Very
Let's walk.
worried about
Miles
you.
wouldn't miles be a better metric unit? Okay, feet, I guess. Weird, but sure. Mile works easily. No, a mile, near enough.
Nala goes, hey, you know what? Hey, guess what? I'm like, I'm super powerful, and I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna go for a walk because I can do that, and that's fine. So you guys can come find me later, okay?
Why would you
Cawr!
walk? You can fly.
Cawr.
What?
Cawr.
I'm here.
I'm gonna be at the store.
Oh,
Maybe.
wait.
Maybe we'll just walk off somewhere randomly. Cawr, I'll be at the booty bay.
No, wait. And I, Cawr.
I'm just saying she could fly instead of walk.
So how long would it take me to fly to Booty Bay?
I mean, twice as long, but not that long. I'd say maybe 40 minutes.
Okay, so not as long as I thought it was gonna be. Okay. I don't want her to go, but she's probably going max speed, and I can't catch her.
Yeah, she is.
I shoot off a message spell.
Okay.
Really quick, and I just say, "Be careful! I don't want to have to look for you too."
Cool. You don't get a message back. You just start hearing noises.
That's okay.
From in the distance. There's... That's it.
Okay. Sure. So can we walk now? Let's go.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
just saying she could just okay. But yeah, and then I think I did eventually fall asleep. But I mean, I can retell everything that happened.
Yeah, wait, yeah. Riarris,
Mhm.
you should hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys actually think I died? Like, died. Like, that was... logically, I mean, I understand, but...
logically, we just
Oh,
had
we're
the
so-
elf go into the water and die. So what's to stop an elf on the beach with no footprints die? You know what? Booty Bay sounds like a really good place right now.
Okay. I don't think she's seen Cog be this mad and just is like, I'm gonna shut up at this point.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think it's just a really awkward walk back, I think. Ogre, do you say anything in this?
Ogre is like, Cawr's yelling for the first time.
Yeah. Like Cawr yelling actually makes Ogre just like, okay, we're not gonna say anything. Cool. Yeah.
You know, like when a parent's yelling at little kids and we're like, okay, we just shut up and follow.
Yep.
And I'm
Yeah.
literally walking behind them, and if they start veering to left or right, my wing just pulls it
Just
back in.
wait, just goes back
Just
in.
we're going that way. Like, nope, we're going that way.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yoon and Riarris, I imagine you guys are probably back at the ship, unless you guys went to like Driftwood Delights or something.
I
I'm
kind
gonna
of,
leave it up to you. Yeah.
yeah, I kind of feel like Yoon's been at the ship a lot lately, so
Yeah.
he might have just gone, wherever the closest place was in town to grab something, whether that was
Good.
it or
Yeah, that's a good place. Go a nice public place. It's good. Awesome. Yeah, you guys walk in. You see. You're not really sure if Yuka sleeps as a treant. Also, where is Yuka? But as you walk in, you do see. Oh, there she is. You see. There's no one. I'm gonna roll here. Nope, there's no one here except for Yuka, who greets you all warmly. If I can find. Is it this one? It's so hard to see. Yeah, there she is. As she greets you all warmly as you come in, you see her. Oh, hello.
Yuka.
Alcohol?
I'm trying to be a little bit more health conscious. How about just a coffee? Riarris, coffee?
Water. No, coffee. Yeah, coffee. It's a coffee day.
You see a big smile kind of like crack and like literally crack over her face. Splendid. And you see like all of a sudden her like branches kind of come down and start to collect things that are around her as she starts to find a way to make some coffee. Bread?
Oh yes, it's a bit of a morning, so yes, bread. You don't happen to have French toast or? You know what? I'm gonna go with French toast. French is just a word.
We got maple.
Oh yes, yeah,
pretty good.
yeah, absolutely.
Great. Immediately sticks this weird spigot inside her.
Straight from yes, fresh. as it
Fresh,
were.
I guess. Yeah. It's...
And I won't go into the rest of the details. It just sounds just gross to me.
Great.
Okay,
Yeah. French toast appears in front
We
of you.
found Joe's line. That's the line.
I don't think it's a line. I think it's just like there's no why. That's exactly right.
I thought it was going to be 2 slabs of maple wood. She was going to
Maple
serve
wood.
them. Yeah.
Yep. No.
You need to call it Imea toast. That's the problem.
Astera
But
toast.
that's weird.
Yes.
Yeah. With the entire world, that's like world toast. No wait.
World
yeah.
toast.
World toast. Yeah, good enough. Here's some world
More of a
toast.
continent.
Continental
yeah.
toast.
You get some.
There you go.
You get some France toast. And I'd say it's about this time when Riarris, you're getting a bite of French toast, and it is no roll necessary. It's the best thing I think Riarris has ever tasted. one of, at least, right? Like it's not, there's no meat to it, so there's no like natural sort of like feeling of like, oh, this is making me stronger or anything like that I think would be like kind of a thing to Riarris. But it is a sense of like a huge, like the concept of comfort food, I don't think is something that Riarris is aware of until this moment.
Yeah, that the sweetness, savoriness of it is not. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, cool. And it is absolutely, I guess ruined might not be the right word, but it is absolutely torn apart by the sight of Cawr, Ogre, and Kaelinor coming up from the water, or from the shoreline.
Told you.
Oh god.
Are we walking in a door?
There's no door, baby. It's all outside.
Just, yeah.
Okay, when I get close enough, I use my wings and kind of just they're there and the Riarris and you can see them. The wings get furled. I'm like, we found her, and then he just goes and just flops where he is. Not even on the roof.
Yeah.
Just
I give Riarris a little bit of a look and just say, see, I knew it the whole time.
I think Riarris sees, I think, half, bite ready to go in his mouth with a quick look at Yoon saying that, drop the fork, whatever, and he'll rush out to.
I don't mind if I do, and I'll take his plate.
Everyone needs to stop leaving the group because when they do, they go missing.
I will say also, I apologize, Riarris, as you do this, I gotta ask for it. Give me that Constitution saving throw. You didn't sleep.
No, I've already taken exhaustion, but I'll roll for it, sure.
Yeah, because you could get through it.
Yeah, you roll for it. You don't have to immediately take it.
Cool, I got a 2, so
That's not gonna...
2 plus whatever is not gonna get there.
No, you are exhausted.
No.
You know what? Let me use my heroic inspiration. Let me use that.
Okay.
Cool, that's a natural 1. So.
No, I don't. All right, we're gonna do this one more time because I'm gonna use one of my weighted dice, and
are you
although
sure
I have
the
to get lower
dice
than a
are...
natural 1 now, so that is tough.
I'll give you the 2.
Nope, I rolled a 12, so
Yeah.
it doesn't work anyway.
Yeah, the dice have
tried.
spoken.
Yeah, they sure did.
Yeah, Riarris, you come running out to meet, and then I'd say about maybe 10 feet in, you start to feel like, oh, okay, yeah. There's that moment of
still do that.
Yeah, I think the muscles kind of tense up from lack of rest, and it happens right there.
Mm-hmm. I think I stumble over the threshold or something, just stupid footing. That's what I don't know. It's the thing. Walking towards, and I'll probably stumble into trying to go to hug Kaelinor, and be like, "Fuck, where are you?"
Oh, there's a story. Yeah, from the back.
And looks right at the camera.
I think I just peer over like Riarris, just stare at Cawr, be like, really? Really?
And Cawr is nodding.
Have you already talked about it? What?
It's not okay. It's bad, but it's not terrible. Okay, it's
Okay.
terrible. It's not bad. It's just, yeah.
I'm really glad to
Hold
see
on
you, Kaelinor. Like,
Yeah, you look like shit. What?
yeah, well, well, there's something inside called French toast that I want to get more of, and I want to hear about what this was. So,
Ooh, French toast. Okay, yeah, that sounds lovely. I don't know what it is, so I'm hungry. Well, let's go inside.
I just assume there's something you made up and it's gonna exist. I don't know. It's good. It's really good. It's really good.
It sounds really fancy.
Yeah, it sounds a little bougie. Let's go.
You walk in, and Yuka greets you all, looks at Ogre, and goes, "Oh, wow, impressive, nice classes."
Kaelinor, look what Ogre got.
Oh, they are nice glasses.
Those are gonna catch on. For sure.
Honestly.
Ogre just took them off a stall because she forgot about economy and money.
I see a lot of patrons the next day wearing them, walking around.
All right. All right. Yeah. All right. That's I think
Because alcohol, I think.
Oh.
The next
Oh, like
day. Yeah.
That is a very good strategic place that person has these then.
You know that's bad for you. I mean, I serve it, but it's not good for you.
Sunglasses?
Alcohol.
Oh,
Then why does everybody drink it?
I don't know.
I don't.
I was just asked to serve it.
Okay,
You
it's
guys don't have to
complicated. Does
continue.
everyone
You guys
wanna-
don't have to continue with this
It's okay,
conversation.
right?
This
No,
is just a talking tree explaining to you how alcohol is bad for you. Of
Yeah,
course,
but
they
it's,
would
you
say
know.
that. So, yeah,
I mean,
While
it is
serving
bad
its
for you.
own maple syrup out of itself.
yeah. And it's bad for you.
I hope that's not bad for you, but I didn't even think you were a maple tree.
What's that?
Oh, I didn't know what kind of tree you were. I guess maybe you're just maybe it's not the same. It's like you're a tree ant, and that's not the same as like a type of tree. In the same way, you might be like what type of primate are you or something, and that's this really good, really good. I can't talk anymore. My mouth's full. Riarris, I think somebody ate yours. Just.
Do you need more?
Yes.
Oprah
Four.
would
You
not
do.
like the liquid coming out of you, please.
Hey, you got liquid
no,
coming
Ogra.
out of
Oh,
you.
no, you
all
no,
the
you
time.
need it.
Try
You need it,
Well,
Ogra.
Just give it a little
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
Ogre does not eat liquid coming out of other sentient people.
Hey,
You don't-
neither
you don't
do
have
I.
milk?
That's a very strange line.
You didn't have milk?
Anyone looking, Cawr just at the whole drinking from other people just shrugs, like it's no big deal.
I just imagine there's a peeing on a tree joke here as well. As she does say, neither do I, and I want to make sure you guys understand that that's where my brain was going with that. But I can't.
thank
I
you.
can't connect that dot, so I'm just going to explain it.
All right.
There you go. But yeah. Anyways, she's out of this conversation. Trees are weird. Feel free to role play this moment.
So, don't leave me hanging. What happened?
so let's just preface that I didn't like I'm. So I, but
We
I
can never be sure of that, but at least you're here now.
Thank you. So I was annoyed because I tried, I don't know, searching through my scroll and maybe, I don't know, seeing if I could turn the tables on Eloria, or I don't know, be more helpful with the Merlinloke stuff, and maybe, I don't know, figure out the link between Demetalis and Yamamori, and just, I don't know, just more information for us to work with. And I didn't get anything, and that really annoyed me a little bit, so I decided to go for a little bit of a walk. And I then may or may not have, I think, had a conversation with Yamamori. I don't know if I slept walk or if I was sleepwalking, and then that happened because
Don't you
No!
not sleep? Don't you?
I do not
it's
sleep.
a meditation thing.
Yeah.
With
Yes, I definitely established that that's a thing. So I know that.
Yeah. I trance, so it's fine, and it's a bit of a weird meditation, and I enjoy trancing, it's very fun. And I can just, like, unwind, and my mind is blank. But, so, so...
So the Yanmamori bit is the part that I am focused on. You disappeared. You talked to Yanmamori. You reappeared. Is that?
Yeah,
'Cause you didn't leave
she
any.
did.
You didn't leave unless were you pulled into the sea, or you just fell asleep on the shore. Do you remember walking to the shore?
No, I was
We
by...
just stay away from the water.
Yeah.
That's going to be difficult.
Riarris,
With
you
the
hear this?
Ogre Cawr and Nala found
Good
me
idea.
with my scimitar in a tree. I was trying to destroy inanimate objects because that's what I'm good at. She was interesting. I will say that much about her. She talked about Zed, I think, or having a vivacious sea elf who talks a lot.
Oh, so she kept him capable of. That's a choice.
Yeah.
For sure a choice. But she let you go.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm very tired, so I may have just missed this, but I feel like we're downplaying the fact that you just disappeared and you were just like cool with talking with Yamamori, who was talking about Zed, who just died yesterday. Like, what am I missing here? Like, this doesn't sound good.
No.
Right?
No.
It's like,
Not good. My thoughts were she is a sea witch goddess, whatever she is, and could have killed me, so I didn't really want to die there. So that's a little why I was a little too calm, I think, with mentioning Zed and dealing with that.
I mean, what's an appropriate reaction there? I mean, you get back and you're just screaming for the next hour. I mean, it seems like at any point, yes, this person, this godlike entity could swoop down and, I guess, pull us into wherever they are and kill us or not kill us. I guess that's there are also an infinite number of timelines where that's already happened. And, oh yes, thank you. Yeah, I will have more coffee. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. I just, it's already a lot. When it's already a lot, like the added, it's like, what?
Yeah.
We should try to be. Let's try to be the kind of people who think well enough to defeat a sea god. Maybe let's start with being pragmatic. And what can we gain from that? And also, Riarris, do you have a sleep disorder?
Is this
like
the episode we find out?
don't think that's relevant right now.
I
was.
You did your best, and yes, I guess you were. Did you not go to sleep in your own room, or you two? She tranced and you stayed up?
I already told you. They wanted to go out. I said I would wait up. I checked. They were gone, and I followed them.
Sleep?
Okay.
Nobody was sleeping. Who am I watching sleeping?
Wait, I mean that's.
I'm so. I
The
mean,
trance is the thing. Like,
Hilly, I could have watched.
Trance, I guess.
You gonna watch Hilly sleep?
No.
I don't sleep. Sorry.
Really?
No, don't apologize. It's all fascinating. Because I don't know any other Trent. Is that Trent? Trent, or just should I just
Yuka?
Just Yuka. Yuka's good.
Yuka, it's kind of rude to eavesdrop on people's conversations.
We are
okay,
in her
well.
establishment, and like, really, what's she gonna, she could like turn around, but that's, it's just, obviously she's gonna hear.
Yeah, this face kind of comes out anywhere. I can push it back in.
You can push your face in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a pin in that, and because we do have there are. It's not just any information is important, but I appreciate the knowledge.
She just in case, just to show off if anybody's watching, she seems to like crack inward into herself, and her face is gone.
Yeah, Yin's trying to pay attention to the conversation, but just looks over.
Yeah, it's gross.
Right. I'm trying to think if there was anything more relevant apart from, she doesn't mind breaking a few eggs to make an omelet and
Well, that's
doesn't
how you
really
make
care.
an omelet.
Well,
It's a
yes, that's.
it's an
Just
idiom.
saying.
Do you know it in it's the phrase that people say that you've heard Ogre? It means
A
you
proverb?
have to. A prophet usually tells a story or has some sort of like, it's more of just an idiom. I don't think it's an aphorism. But eggs, you break them to make things. So the eggs are you have to. Sometimes you have to fuck shit up to get stuff done. I think is the meaning of that idiom. But that's so
Great.
eggs.
Eggs. So she is obviously very calm and content about, treading over people and people's souls to,
Why?
get the world she wants a little bit. But she did say something about like making the sand smoother, so everyone kind of has equal opportunities. Which
Equal opportunity employer. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And she wanted to tell me her side of the story, though there wasn't really much of a story, to be fair, and how I had some powerful people on my side. And I kind of glanced at Cawr and Yoon a little bit, and all she has is, again, Sea Elf, but I think that's pretty
I assume
important.
she has. I assume that Zed wasn't the first of her army. That would be kind of sad. Not because it's Zed, but because she's been doing this for a while, and if that's the first one, that seems it's just like she's going pretty slow.
But did she say Zed was talking to her like she has his soul?
I mean, she mentioned she knew me through Zed, so I'm assuming that Zed is talking, and Zed is there.
My question is why leave you alive? Why talk to you at all? Did she want something from you? Did she want information or did it have to do with the scrolls? You said you were doing something with the scroll and
Yeah, she was a little vague about it. I hope, and I think the reason she might have left me alive is because I didn't piss her off. She did threaten to nearly kill me, but she called it a temporary truce.
it's weird because if she can just kill you and then you have to serve her, why leave you alive? And I guess a temporary. Did she seem like is she working with Diametalis or? So many questions.
Kaelinor, give me a. I think I'll just tell you. The concept that she gave on the idea of a general would be someone that is less in her control and more under her command. Which tells you that her powers are limited. If she could control you to make you look, act, seem exactly like you would normally, then yeah, why wouldn't she just take you? But you get a feeling that she's not just looking for dead to consume. but living to help do her bidding.
I relay that to the rest of the party, but I do exclude the information about the job offer of the general.
Got it.
Okay, Lenore, I have a question.
Yeah.
Were you here in our timeline, or were you in the nighttime where it's always night?
I was a little preoccupied of, honestly, talking to her. I didn't notice. Would I have an idea if it was my timeline, or because I'm assuming it was Kay's assuming it's hers. She was like, it was a dream sequence.
Until you woke up again,
Mm-hmm.
it felt like your timeline. So I think, yeah, the concept of it being more of a dream sequence kind of makes sense, but also not. I mean, there are things that literally happen. You get a good feeling that for your like footprints to be washed away, that there was some, even if it felt like a dream, there was some reality to it. But you didn't feel any sort of like pull to any sort of other timeline here.
In all honesty, it felt like I was dreaming. So I'm gonna say here.
Well, sounds like, you know, the sort of greater good, typical, some sort of person who thinks they know better and then has the power but I don't know what is she just, if everybody's dead, then that's great, or is it some other system she's trying to, if she's gonna leave us alone, or if she's gonna give us some sort of truce, then great. That gives me enough time to go and get more weapons, because she took something from me, and I want it back. And yeah.
Kaelinor, just for clarification's sake, you get the feeling that the truce was
Just for that moment.
just for that moment.
Mm.
I mean, even when you woke up, you could have seriously injured yourself.
Well,
Yeah, I think Kate left out the information of the blade being 3 millimeters away from their face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think the truce was just for that conversation. I don't think she's exactly going to be taking it easy on us or pulling her punches.
you know, it's okay if she was trying to recruit you. I mean, it seems like if she's calling you and then leaving you there, that's like that's a recruitment thing, and that she's saying she can't fully control. I mean, she's only got one general.
I mean, Zed is apparently being kept on a very short leash, so I doubt General.
Zed's a
but
force, an absolute force of nature. So if you can, I mean, good luck keeping Zed on the leash. I mean, even magically, I have no idea if that's going to work. But you know, Kaelinor, people always, when you've quote unquote switched sides once, people always look at that and say like, oh, you've done it once, so you're going to do it again. But they're missing the big picture. There's a big difference between being disloyal and being discerning. You made the right call when it counted, and that's what matters. I mean, look, trust me, sticking to the wrong side just to prove a point never did anyone good. So, you know, it would be, sometimes switching sides is the right thing to do, and it's not an indication of a character flaw. It's just you saw what was obviously true, and you made you made a choice there. It's you left a cult. Nobody here thinks you're going to suddenly switch sides again because you once were in a cult and decided to leave.
I think Kay is just staring at Yoon, just silence and incredulity of being like, and a part of her is wondering, what more does Yoon know, but has there been experiences with Yoon like this? Because it feels like a little bit of too much of a home truth for it to be hypothetical for her. She's like, especially with what Yamamori said about him, or inferred.
This moment, Cawr, you feel
I put a wing around her.
Yeah. I think I already rolled. Oh, okay. Well, that's a nat 20, so. Okay.
Feeling better?
Hey, letting her have it, or?
I did after you left.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have some
Everyone,
French
Cawr
toast.
yelled at us.
Oh, hold
That's
on.
what-
Time out. Wait. Cawr, I imagine you're just outside of the realm of the group.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm kind of listening to
Okay.
them, but standing outside, away, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
Perched
like normal,
outside, away.
Okay, so we'll say like perception checks distance. Or like as far as like hearing conversations goes. But I mean, also on the other side of it, I don't know if Nala's being very quiet. Yeah,
Too
it
soon.
wasn't me, right?
No. Trying to stop Zed from doing something stupid. He insisted I let him. He died. And now everybody else wandering by themselves, including you, by the way.
There's no words. That's not real.
Yeah.
Words.
You're all making me very worried. I do not need to talk to anybody else as a spirit who's from the Wreckless.
Yeah, maybe we should use a buddy system from now on.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
shit! They hear us.
Yeah, I mean, you're right there. I mean, usually the car is far enough away, but like, yeah, your voice projects.
You're very loud.
You'll echo.
You echo.
It's not your fault.
Kaelinor. This is weird. Can you come here?
Okay.
Just
I
over here.
I stand up, like being summoned to the headmaster's office. Like, oh, she's gonna shout at me again. God damn it!
She comes. So you come over to her, and now it's her and Cawr kind of standing together. Oh.
Do you want cough for this?
No, I guess I.
Do you wanna talk privately? You can do it here. It's fine. If that's what you're comfortable with.
No, Cawr's right. I am sorry.
Here we are, choking on French toast in the background.
Yeah.
Cars and dogs.
Yeah.
I forgive you. Why are you apologizing to me? You didn't.
Well, you already said you forgive me, so.
No, but I need more clarification here.
Take
Why
that.
are you? I don't. I mean, did you? You didn't shoot me. You've not hit me. You've not done anything to me physically. Why you? Hold up. Why you? Okay.
Roll me an insight check.
Can I give the help action by giving like the thumbs up? Like
Yeah. I like that.
I will roll again, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just have advantage.
It's an 8. It is one better.
One
I
better.
appreciate it though.
Cool. Yeah, I think with this, it gives you kind of a weird sort of sense of like. I think with an 8, you get the idea that Nala, you've never seen Nala do anything harder in her life. And it seems like it's deeply important to her that you understand that, but you're still not entirely sure why. Or what she's really apologizing for, honestly. Just,
Okay, but I'm still really confused. And I will take my hand out to shake her.
Takes it away abruptly. We're just, okay,
Are you apologizing?
it's a lot easier for two birds to travel together when they're going with the wind than against it. Okay?
Yeah.
Car nods.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry for not giving you a break.
I think I kind of ish now understand. But I mean, I appreciate the apology, but you were you had your suspicions, and that's fine, and that's valid, and I guess you were just looking at
I'm
yourself.
aware of how much it made sense for me to think the way I did. I know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
But I
No,
was wrong.
I think now Yoon chokes on his food.
Yeah.
I look around to see if I can clock anyone's eyes of like, Nala just said she was wrong, and I'm pretty sure I'm dead.
Car is
there is-
100% trying not to move.
There is there's some like halfling like person that like you guys don't know at all, male, gruff beard, actually no, clean shaven, really nice haircut, that like brown hair, there's like walking by and also stops. Like just a stranger also being like, I know this is weird. Like somehow knows Nala from something.
I want to say Ogre's like halfway
Small
eating
town.
her eggs, and here's I'm wrong. Like,
that must have been okay. Are you okay? That's fine. I appreciate the apology and thank you for your candorness, even though that's probably not a word. Are you? I also, yeah. Are you? Nope. That feels bad to ask. I also, but I mean, I think Kay's just starting over the words, being like, if I say something, it's going to insult Nala, and it probably will, so I'm just not going to, okay.
Give me a contested athletics or acrobatics check.
I will do, let's do acrobatics. It's a 22.
Beautiful. She pulls, but it doesn't work, so she just ends up getting pulled into you. That's fine. You ever leave this group again, I swear to God, I'm going to rip your eyes out with my beak.
And there is a weird part of Kay that just goes and says out loud, "Oh, Nala, you do care."
Shut up. Shut your freaking mouth. Okay,
Hey, I
No,
appreciate you too.
us.
because I'll do it.
That's hey.
I put my wing
Anytime you
around
need to
Kay.
come, anytime you need to knock on my window, I got you. As I'm going away, is Kate Cost like pulling me to like?
I put my wing around Kaelinor and say, and I can teach you the best way to do it. And
Wait, what?
Okay. Agreed.
You got it, Nala.
I don't appreciate your pomposity, but I'll accept it.
You're not gonna eat.
Fine.
Okay.
And goes and like sits down. And just, what is this?
Bread.
Chose
Oh,
by
that's
someone
funny.
named French.
That's real funny, Yoon. That's real. And just, yeah. And we fade out from there. But I mean, you know, it wouldn't really be in its long story session without one more hit of just
Who's dying next?
bleak and utter darkness. Exactly. Said. As you're continuing forward, at this point, down. As you get closer to the ship, the creatures swarming 50 feet below the deck. Moving around, climbing over top of each other. It almost reminds you of living organisms living on coral reefs. You see the light. It's emanating from a cracked space on the deck where you remember a mast had broken off so swiftly that the base of it crashed into the captain's cabin and then went down into the ship itself before toppling off the boat. You see it pulsing, getting oddly smaller as you approach, as if it can feel whatever this light is, can feel curiosity moving closer to it. Said, do you do anything other than getting closer to the light as you are once again on the deck of a ship dearly missed? You're muted, or I can't hear you.
There we go. I'm gonna look around just to make sure this is what I think it is. Make sure that it's not a dream, that it is real. And I need to keep my guard up.
What makes Zed think it's a dream?
Everything's still in its place. The only difference is just some age and water. He doesn't want it to be real.
So you look around. Recognizing the pinch me like effect of where you're now standing. You notice the top corner of the small awning that lives just above the captain's doorway. A frayed, heavily frayed thread that extended down, now floating upwards. Your mind comes back to time at sea when your mind wandered in between something that you're supposed to be doing on the ship, and your eyes are fixated on that frayed thread, thinking about, I should go and cut that off. But then I wouldn't have anything else to dwell on while I'm working. Your mind sits there for a second, almost traveling back to that memory. You shake your head. You feel the almost spicy feeling of this cold water on your cheeks. You don't feel the temperature, but you do know what cold water feels like to Zed. It just doesn't feel cold. You're here. This is real. What do you do?
I'm gonna keep my guard up, and I'm gonna go to where that light was flashing.
You walk in under the awning, push what is left of the captain's cabin door. As you do, you feel it kind of catch something, a floorboard that's up. Or you have to put a little bit more weight to it. Zed, give me an athletics check.
14.
14. As you push, you manage to scrape the bottom of the door alongside whatever was stuck and see white. Bone white. This leftover ligament of a figure looking at the clothes. What's left of them. Roll me a history check.
18.
It's an 18. You recognize it as the captain. What's left of him. The door is ajar enough for you to be able to push through. Do you do so, Zed?
Yeah.
As you do, walk through, you see the hole. I think there's a part of you that recognizes to not really look behind you, behind the door. There's nothing good back there. You see the hole. And you see the light grow faint and disappear under the black cavernous hole below. You're jumping down into darkness. Said, do you take the plunge?
Yeah, I take a deep underwater breath and go down there.
It's dark down here. Darker than any hole, crevice, any space of water that you've gone into in any time of night. It's dark down here. So dark that you can just barely see just rubble. See a crab just walking up this piece of what you assume to be the mast. It's a circular pole. There's something sticking out of it, but it stops and it turns left and crawls over something flat. Something with latches. Heavy green patterns that look different than anything on the ship. Sticking your hand out cautiously, you feel the smoothness of the wood. You feel the corner. And I'd like you to give me a religion check, Zed.
Six.
You feel you're not really sure what the feeling is. It's as if whatever is underneath the wood here is trapped, lonely, unfulfilled. Absentmindedly, you feel a latch and another, and in between that, small lock. What do you do?
I'm gonna reach down, undo the latch, and then just say, now or never, and just pop it open real quick.
It's locked.
Hmm. I'm gonna feel around for that lock and see if I can pick it.
Give me a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Uh, 16.
Said you have thieves' tools that you've collected somewhere. There's something about this lock that feels difficult, complicated. So you're not really sure why you're able to push all of the notches in just right. Case unlocks. And you already lifted the latches, so in the pressure of the water, the case pushes open. And you see inside, gently resting, it's a knife. That barbed hilt. Possibly dangerous for a wielder. Need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
18.
Start to hear voices in your head, in your own voice. Make them all go away. Tear out every throat that has wronged you. Can pierce the flesh of any creature who dares to stand in your way. And I can help you find her. If you just hold me. What do?
He hears that, looking at it for a second. He goes to reach towards it, and his face, he goes from curiosity, his smile, he starts smiling, and it gets bigger. And just before he grabs it, he says, "Now this will do," and then grabs the hilt.
As you do, we see behind Zed. Camera starts to move back as the water goes from an inky blackness to a deep red crimson. and then fades. And with that, we'll end tonight's session. See you guys in 2 weeks.